How did you feel? Were you confident that you were going to get the win?
I felt comfortable in the decision. You know, it was right. It was very close. Chad's a tricky, dangerous opponent. You know, we had to break him down. I knew it wasn't going to come in the first 15, 20 seconds. You know, it was a thinking man's fight. You know, Chad came in with a game plan to fight on the back foot, use his long range, his jab, his high kick to keep me off rhythm. You know, it was all about breaking him down and try to get him out of that shell. He's a good fighter, man. He's technically very good. Keeps the basics very good. He doesn't open up. He never loses position. So I knew the shots what I wanted to throw and land were going to be hard and difficult to get him. It was about wearing him down and bringing him down.
You threw a lot of successful leg kicks at the start of the fight, not so many towards the end. Can you just explain why exactly that was and what was going through on the cage?
Just to shut his rhythm down, coming forward. He was playing, like I said, he was playing the back foot game, trying to counter me as I come forward, try to press. So when he was coming forward, I was just shutting him down, trying to shut the door, break his rhythm. Like I say, opening the shell, break his rhythm, and just tire him out, wear him down, like blasting the legs. And you get heavy on them legs, you start saying, no, I'm getting tired, you know, and I'm just shutting it down, just not letting him get comfortable in my range, you know. When it gets into, he can punch me and I can punch him, that's my range, and I made a statement that if you want to fight here, you're going to get hit, and that was the whole idea of the fight.
City cage side, just looking at his leg, it was extremely red, looked like you batted it very badly. It doesn't sound like you were trying to stop him, but were you surprised that he was able to take your leg shots and just keep that poker face?
No, the leg kicks were powerful, you know. It was you don't want to be taking too many of them, but leg kicks aren't going to finish fighters, you know, especially the UFC in the top level. A leg kick, fighters are going to fight through that. It's all about, like I said, the rhythm and the shell, what he has. He had a very tight defense, he had good counters, he had good rhythm, you know, so the big shots were only going to be there if I broke that shell and broke his rhythm down, you know. It didn't get there, but I done a good job of upsetting his rhythm and controlling the fight.
You changed up your fight camp. You said you made it more just about yourself. Did you feel the results? Are you happy with the outcome of the fight, and is that how you're going to keep going moving forward?
Definitely something to think about. But no, my home's Alliance. Let's say that the main reason why I stayed here in Australia and flew guys out was my wife Christy. She's pregnant with Joe baby, and I didn't want to leave her. It's the new chapter in my life, you know. So I wanted to be with her through this whole time, and I wanted to fight. This is what I do, you know. This is what I want to do, and the idea of bringing the guys to me and was that whole reason that I didn't want to leave. But it's an idea that I've got to keep in the future. You know, I went in there, I was healthy, I felt good, I had no injuries. Was it the best Ross Pearson? Probably not the best Ross Pearson, but the way I handled the fight and the way I approached the fight and the fight I like Chad and the way that he fights I'm proud of the way that I did it.
It's funny how everything's come around. Now you're in a status where you're a UFC veteran in a lot of ways. So many fights in the company. Where do you feel like you are in your career right now? What are you looking to achieve at this point?
Money, man. That's why I do it. You know, I do it for my wife, for my family, for myself, and it's all about the coin. I'm a prize fighter. That's all I do. I fight for money. You want to fight Ross Pearson? I'm down if we're getting paid. If you want to fight Ross Pearson for free, you're gonna have to fight somewhere else. You know. I fight for money. That's what I want to do. I support my family, and I want to better my life. You know. I love being a part of the UFC. I love competing in front of these fans. The fans are amazing. The fire is up. I love putting on shows. You know. I want fights that guys are gonna. Like the old days, like we're going to get in there and we're going to mix it up, we're going to stand in the middle and we're going to take each other out, you know. Them's the fights that I want, and that's what I want to do. I want to go down in the history books as a guy that has no bullshit about him. He's not this guy that talks all this talk and does all this. I'm a guy that just is a 9-to-5 normal business working guy, you know, and comes in here and has fun and has a scrap, you know, and that's what I want to go down in history for.
Now, obviously you mentioned big money fights. We have to ask, when do you anticipate returning? And are there any names in the division that you like to fight next? Obviously, you're looking for people with more established names.
Yeah, Eddie Alvarez. I think that's a great fight. He's a guy that stands in the middle and swings and fights. Gilbert Melendez, he's another one. But there's the one name in my career that I need to whip him so bad is Diego Sanchez. That's the fight that really sticks out in my career, and it's like, you motherfucker, you got away that night, you know. I love Diego. I love what he's all about. And he's an old school guy that stands in the middle of the cage and he fights, you know. But there's no way he won that fight with me. The world knows it. That's a loss on my record, and it still gets us every day. Every fight that I've had 19 fights in the UFC now, and each fight, Diego Sanchez's name gets mentioned, you know. So that's a name that I have to put away, and I have to go in there and I have to knock him out, you know. So if I ever get the chance to bring the UFC back to England, if I ever get the chance to bring it back to the Northeast, I think me and Diego Sanchez would blast it there, you know. He's the guy that I have to knock out, you know. That has to be redone, you know. Not because of Diego, not because I don't like him, because of the bullshit decision that happened.